Hello there, Lakeside Canary here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Now, there's a book I wish to discuss, review. Whichever term you wish me to use, I will be doing that. And a fair warning beforehand, there may be light, vague spoilers, depending on how you see things. Probably not, but yes, that is an official spoiler warning, just in case, Anyway, let's get down to it. This story is known as Belgravia, and it's an historical fiction novel, first published in 2016. Written by Julian, also known as the creator of Downton Abbey, that popular ITV drama that finished a few years ago, but apparently is getting a movie. I don't know if it's this year or next year, I'm not too sure. But yes, anyway, as it's an historical fiction novel, it's going to have real life events that took place, but with the author's own characters and how they interact with them. And the first event is the Duchess of Richmond's Ball, which takes place on June 15th, 1815. And that's really important, because it takes place just 3 days before the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon's last stand. And yes, this war is a major thing in chapter 1, and it's mentioned a few times later on. But yes, it pretty much kickstarts everything you see in this story. And, I actually quite liked that. I found it fascinating that war is like that. Its effects last for years and years, so that's very realistic. And yes, this is probably a spoiler here, but there's a 25-year time skip between chapter 1 and chapter 2. And there are 11 chapters in this story. And, in that way you can sort of see the influence of TV on it. Because, 11 chapters in a 411-page book. You'd think this would have been a TV series. It probably could have been. Probably still can. It's just that people have got Downton Abbey on the brain as well. So they probably wouldn't want to look at something else. I don't know how this works, to be honest. So, yes, let me talk about the characters. There are these, classy English people. You know how it is. I find them fascinating. Like Pride and Prejudice and all those classic books. It's written in the same vein as them, with the flammery texts and all of that. I think it works really, really well. I really do. And yes, these characters, I wouldn't call them relatable, but you can understand their motives for doing what they do. And that works out really well. It's better than having someone who's a jerk come in and do stuff that's really horrific for no reason at all. I found that really, really well, and, I've got a few favourite characters. I found them absolutely fascinating. And, speaking of which, I want to talk about the POV of these characters. It's written in the omniscient POV, so it's pretty much, you know what's going on in each of the characters' heads at all times. And it's really tricky to write like that, because it can come across as head-hopping if it's done wrong. And I have to admit, I admire Julian for that, because I write that way in fantasy. Because I feel, if I just go away from the subject a little bit, I feel when you create, when you do a fantasy story, you can create your own rules, your own world. And it's kind of boring to have it from one person's point of view. I mean, yeah, you can keep changing the POV every chapter, but when you do it, just going from one person to the other, so neatly like that, it makes the world so much bigger. And, I admire Julian for that. I believe J.K. Rowling wrote like that in the first Harry Potter at some points. I think one specific part I remember is when Gryffindor were playing Slytherin in Quidditch. And then it automatically went to Ron, Hagrid, and Dean Thomas. And, it showed Hermione going and burning Snape. Because obviously, after that, it was told from Harry's point of view directly, albeit, apart from a few chapters. But yeah. Anyway, I'm losing track. But yeah, omniscient POV is awesome. I don't care what the rules say. But yeah, let me just talk about the themes as well. Obviously, all stories have themes, whether someone puts in, purposely or not. And you get such themes, the three major ones being secrets, romance, and class. And, I think the third one is pretty much a given in these sort of stories, let's admit. Yeah, but anyway, all of these go hand in hand pretty well. And Julian Fellowes makes them merge so brilliantly. But, obviously, while this is a good story, I'm going to admit there are some things that did kind of bug me. And I'm going back to Omniscient POV. It's just that he kind of took the easy way out and made things very passive. The text very passive instead of active. And it kind of feels more like he's telling you than showing. And I admit that's one of the weaknesses of Omniscient POV when it's done wrong. And I feel like he could have tightened it up there. And you do have the ending. I'm not going to spoil the ending, definitely. But I feel like, let's just say, there were hits and misses. More hits than misses, I will stress. But, yeah, I think that should just pretty much round that out. Yeah, but, yeah, if I go back to something good, I will say there are lots of twists and turns. Not those major subversions you get in films nowadays, But these little intricate twists that just maneuver it so slightly, It's kind of like in football. When you take a shot, you can either get a heavy deflection or you get that minor touch off a defender that just takes it past the keeper. It feels like with a keeper, you see the shot coming in, it takes the tiniest deflection and it goes under your arm or through your legs. It felt like that. Those twists were so delicious. Ew. Maybe I shouldn't have said delicious. I've actually gone off that word quite a bit now. But yeah, excellent story. Downton Abbey fans may like it. I actually think they will like it. It depends. If they wanted something different from him, then maybe not. Because I assume it's going to be very much like Downton Abbey. And yeah, and apparently it's because obviously Julian Fellowes, I think it reads a bit like an Inspector Calls. That play by J.B. Priestley. If not, I recommend checking it out. I've actually acted in it quite a few times. It's fascinating. One of my favourite things to act in, to be honest. But yeah, it kind of reads like that, and I feel like it's an homage to it, really. Maybe Downton Abbey's like that as well. But yeah, anyone who likes those sort of things, like Pride and Prejudice like that, go and read this book. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, not amazing, I'll probably read it again in the future, although it'll probably be bogged down a little bit because I know what's happening now. But anyway, that's it. I was probably going off quite a bit in this. Honestly, I all hope, well, not all of me, because I'm just me. I hope you have a wonderful day, where it's one person watching this or, 5, then that's amazing. But anyway, hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Well, not technically talk, but anyway, bye!